Hello and welcome to another stream of Tomb Raider Underworld. I took a break, was feeling low energy, and was craving some salty food. So I decided to get some chips from KFC, and that hit the spot. So now I'm back to full streaming concentration level, hopefully. Because there was a few doozies in the last stream of going the wrong way and messing things up. Plus the camera wasn't helping either because the camera has a mind of its own. Hey there Legolas, welcome on in. Thank you for leaving the lurk. Hope it's going well. Kingslayer, welcome to you as well. Hope it's going good. Okay, so we're up to Croft Manor, protected by the dead. So Lara has discovered that her father had hidden a secret entrance in Croft Manor using the middle initial that he never actually used himself normally, but was actually the middle initial of his father, therefore Lara's grandfather. And that was the clue that Richard Croft left, so that when Lara was old enough and came across the same message, that she would figure it out. Because he didn't really use the RJC, because it wasn't really his, it was his father's. Croft Manor. My father stripped Bogavati of artifacts and destroyed any information that might have led to Helheim, but he left behind a clue that only I would be able to understand. He must have discovered something very dangerous to destroy such an important archaeological site. And there was a new journal entry that we unlocked. To celebrate the 15th anniversary, I'm doing 3 different playthroughs back to back. The first one is playing through the game on the hardest difficulty and reading all the journal entries. The second one will be doing the treasure hunt mode and getting all the treasures. I'm purposefully leaving treasures as I go through on this first playthrough of the 3 so that I can have content for the treasure hunt. And then once that second out of 3 playthroughs is done, the third one will be playing the game from start to finish. I'm going to put it on easy mode for that playthrough because all I need is to get through the story and pay tribute to the game's music. And in that third run through, I'll be turning the sound effects off, so it's only just the music. It doesn't affect cutscenes though. Cutscenes still have all the audio, but for the actual gameplay parts, I want to have the music on its own and pay tribute to that as part of the 15th anniversary. The treasure hunt mode, I found out an hour into into the previous stream, was doesn't have music in it. So I was like, oh really? So I had to split the playthrough into 3. This first run, playing on the hardest difficulty. Second run, getting the secrets in treasure hunt mode. And third run, music only. Okay, so let's have a look at the latest journal entry. Croft Family Crypt. Croft Family Crypt. In Bogavati, father inscribed a message that read, Natla, I see your goal and am your puppet no longer. Whatever partnership they had dissolved because of what he found there, and it must have been of major significance because I have never known father to desecrate a site like that. But he left me a clue that I believe tells me where he concealed the artifacts and information he recovered from Thailand.
Hello, Lara. Here in this room is everything we recovered from Bogavati, Thailand. Be especially careful with the thralls. They managed to kill 6 of us before we boxed them up. They were protecting one of Thor's gauntlets and a map showing where the rest of his treasures were hidden, all of which are necessary to open the way to Avalon. The Norse believe this site contains a powerful weapon, and to safeguard against this possibility, I destroyed the original map. I hope this was not a terrible mistake, but if it was, I hope you and your mother can forgive me.
All that camera movement, I did not press the camera. I did not move the control stick for the camera. That was all just the game doing it automatically. So as you can imagine, when the camera's doing that without you doing anything, but you're trying to jump somewhere, can end up in absolute frustration.
That didn't last long. Oh well.
It's interesting, I don't remember Lara doing that animation before in other levels when actually standing still. Or maybe she only does it if the camera's behind. No, that was weird. Or maybe it was after doing something like jumping. Curious. Don't know what triggered her doing the stretching animation. Alright, so at the start of the game, we see everything gone to hell. Lara runs through and she eventually finds Zip, who actually starts shooting at her. And so we've played through the story weeks before that event, and now we're actually going to be back at the spot where the event happens. Oi, that didn't happen last time. Continuity is broken. That's the amusing thing about this part, is you do this at the start of the game. So I find it amusing that you can potentially do things very differently to how you actually did it at the start, when chronologically this is supposed to be the exact same event that we played at the start of the story before it went back in time.
Look out! Stop! It's Lara! I know!
Drop it, Zip, or I'll drop you.
What? So you can shoot me again?
It wasn't Lara. Why would she set fire to her own home?
She got into the vault. It had to be her.
Is that what happened here? Someone blew open the vault.
All right. Say it wasn't you. Someone who looked a hell of a lot like you opened it using the retina scanner.
Impossible.
Exactly.
Then what happened?
She got away with Amanda's race stone.
Where's Alistair?
We haven't seen him.
I'm going to the tech room to watch the security video. You two get out before the roof comes down.
I'll see you.
Alistair, hold on!
See you in Avalon.
Damn it!
No. What the hell was that thing?
I've only seen something like it once before. A doppelganger that Natla sent after me years ago. That one didn't have a mind of its own.
But how could Natla have sent it if she's Amanda's prisoner?
They're a team of sorts now. Amanda and Natla, her pet Atlantean god.
What are we going to do?
After I deal with the authorities, I'm going to southern Mexico to retrieve Thor's belt.
What? Alistair's dead, and it's just business as usual?
I need Thor's belt to get his hammer, and I need the hammer to kill a god.
Ben Darren, was that Harry Potter? Southern Mexico. My father's photographs reveal the location of Thor's belt in Central America and his hammer between Greenland and Norway. Zip doesn't understand how I can continue the search after Alistair's murder, but I'm convinced this path also leads straight to those responsible. Rest in peace, Alistair. Alright, new journal entry. Giant spiders. These giant spiders must have come from Thailand along with everything that Father brought back from Bhagavati. Father's secret. Father believed that the myth of the Midgard serpent reveals that Avalon holds the answer to my mother's fate, but also a terrible weapon that Natla must never find. It is a testament to his determination that he kept such dangerous secrets intact here in the hope that I alone would find them in the event of his death. As much as I want to discover what happened to my mother in Nepal all those years ago, I may have to reconsider whether it's worth the risk of also unleashing this destructive force. Thralls. The term thrall referred to a kind of slave to the Norse. The god Thor traveled in the company of two thralls, Yalfis and Roskva, and also with him were two goats, Tenglisnir and Ten-Yostir. I can't pronounce that properly, sorry, which pulled his chariot. These goats were special in that Thor could cook and eat them each night, and restore them the next morning with a single touch as long as he had not damaged their skeletons. Father apparently was thinking of this when he named these animated tiger skeletons. By what means they are kept animate, I do not know, but I think I have seen something of what Odin meant by the artifacts of Thor being protected by the dead. Wraithstone. Years ago, when Amanda and I were excavating the tomb of the last queen of Tiwanaku at a dig site outside of Paresu, Peru, we were attacked by an unknown force that manifested as a smoky energy being. Amanda found the stone that was its source and learned to use it. When she turned it against me in Bolivia, I defeated them and took the stone. It seems that Amanda's sole purpose for this attack on my home was to recover this wraithstone. Doppelganger. My previous encounter with Natla ended on a lost island containing a myriad of ancient devices, one of which was capable of creating an automaton of sorts that duplicated both my body and abilities, though it was skinless, having no need for any, and merely parroted my actions, a tactic which I used against it to destroy it. It seems that Amanda, with Natla's help, has created another doppelganger of me, this time with skin and a mind of its own. If it truly can do everything I can do, and more, it will be more than my match should it ever be sent to kill me. Mexico Expedition. The location of Thor's belt in Central America was easiest to pinpoint precisely on Odin's map, and I need it before I can use Thor's hammer anyway, so it's convenient to recover it first while Zip works on refining the precise location of Thor's hammer. Zip doesn't understand how I can continue the search after Alice's murder, but I'm convinced that this path also leads straight to those responsible. And if Thor's hammer can indeed kill even the gods, then perhaps I will finally have the power to end Natla's immortal reign permanently. Harbinger, thank you for contributing points to the Tomb Raider 2013 bow only and no upgrades combined challenge. Thank you so much. Ha, contributed twice in one day. You did indeed, Harbinger. Enough time must have passed IRL for the points to still be able to be put, even though you'd already done it in the previous stream. Cool. So when you change your difficulty in this game, when you go to player tailoring, you can actually see what things are increased or decreased. So we're playing on the hardest difficulty, which means enemy health, they get extra, ammunition capacity is less, damage to Lara is extra, and time for saving grabs is less.
The Mayan calendar had only 360 days, and the remaining 5 were the unnamed days. The Maya believed that each year when the unnamed days arrived, the gates to the Underworld would open.
New journal entry. Poachers. This area is the most rural and lawless region of Mexico, remote enough that some of its farmers do not even speak Spanish but Mayan, far enough away that heavily armed men have moved in to poach the protected black panthers, or more precisely, melanistic jaguars. The poachers have dug pit traps and must drive panthers here from throughout the surrounding area, unaware that the scattered ancient ruins here are only a hint of what lies beneath. Mayan ball court. The rules to the game played on these ancient ball courts are lost to history, but it's believed that it was played frequently and sometimes for high stakes, as the losing team was sacrificed to the gods. It is of particular interest to me, as it was believed that the Mayan underworld of Xibalba was underneath a ball court. Just came up with something. Came up with an idea of what to research later. Hey there, Donna. Thank you so much for the lurking. You're on lurk, but good luck with this game. You played it recently and the gameplay controls are quite horrendous. Yeah, yeah. I definitely can understand because there's so much that I feel there's so much that the camera and the way that they've programmed it actually ruins. I really like the fact that you can actually shoot more than one target at the same time. Lara will shoot one with one pistol and the other with the other pistol. However, the problem with it is that when there's multiple smaller enemies that are off screen, it makes the camera jolt and move to the position where it needs to go in order for Lara to shoot. And when you have multiple small enemies like that, it just goes up, it just goes all over the place as well. And that also makes it difficult for jumping sometimes because of how the camera can actually move on you. Like another example, when you're actually swinging on the rope, the camera will actually turn around automatically to face Lara instead of staying behind her so you can see where you want her to actually swing and then jump. Things like that. So it's definitely not flawless. There's definitely a lot of things in it that, needed to be fixed. If they ever do a remake, and I think they should do a remake actually of the trilogy, Tomb Raider Anniversary, Legend, and Underworld, and basically revamp a lot of that stuff. You had to see a certain scene though. It was too good. Oh yeah, which scene was that, Donna? Hey there, Brutus. How's things going? Welcome on in. Mayan calendar. The Maya had many calendars for various purposes. The solar calendar consisted of 18 months of 20 days each, which left 5 extra days to fill out the 365-day tropical year. Names of these months varied greatly over time and distance, but the 5 extra days were known as the Unnamed Days. These days were feared because it was believed that the gates to the Underworld would open during this time. That's excellent, Brutus. Glad to hear that you're going good. As for me, I'm going not too bad. In the first stream, I actually was low energy, and it took me a while to actually realize what I needed to do. And so I took a break, and my craving was for some salty food. So I got some chips from KFC, and that definitely made me feel better. So I'm going better, much better now. I wanted to take a break instead of doing one big stream. Don't know where Lara met up with her mother. Oh yeah, yeah, that whole scenario, like waiting because Tomb Raider Legend came out in 2006, and so because Underworld carries on that story and it didn't come out till 2008, fans had to wait 2 years to find out what happened with Lara's mother ultimately as well. Because Anniversary, even though it's a prequel to Legend, was released afterwards in 2007. Oh, you laughed for so long the first time, did you? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I found it to be quite an emotional sort of moment for Lara. code, the magical metal spike supports climbing thingies that is not rusted or crumbled down by several hundred years, and is still able to withhold a lot of wherewithal. Only in a video game. Or a movie, if you weren't being realistic. For fuck's sake, Jesus Christ. This game's camera is just being extra in this playthrough. It's just completely fucking up my friggin' sense of direction and like, it's not getting dizzy or anything. It's just fucking visually annoying to have the camera just friggin' jittery all over the place. And then bullshit like that. Like, seriously. Nah. Like, why is the camera, and the camera's doing this without me even doing anything, why is the camera so close to Lara when climbing up on something like that, when the player should be able to see what's around her to know where to make the jump? Sometimes you feel like you just have to literally stop playing and let the game decide where it wants the camera before you go and do something. And of course I had to accidentally press the friggin' drop button and the fucking climb button at the fucking same time. Oh, Jesus Christ. Donna, nah, just guess and get lucky. Yeah, sometimes it feels like that in this game. Like, why is the camera doing that? Like, there's no point in it being that close to Lara. Oh, for fuck's sake! Ugh. And some say that Tomb Raider Underworld... some say that Tomb Raider The Angel of Darkness is the worst in the series. Not that I would say this is like an absolute terrible game that has no redeeming qualities, but I tell you what, it definitely shouldn't have been released with the camera in this friggin' state. Plus it's counterintuitive as well, like that part where I dropped, I pressed the button to correct Lara's grab, but the game made her drop instead. Donna rip, pretty emote though. Yeah, I swapped out the Angel of Darkness Lara free follower emote for that one, since I'm doing the anniversary playthrough for this game now. See, I pressed the fucking button and drops instead. Ridiculous. Now I need to press the button, the Y button instantly. Usually it gives you a little bit of leeway, like a split second. Although, hang on, the difficulties probably fucking bumped this up. Because when I looked at the difficulty before, and it didn't actually click until now, but to look at player tailoring, time for saving grabs is less. No wonder fucking why. I'm using the Xbox controller. This is the PC version. That's the only problem he didn't have letting go and pressing grab. Yeah. There we go. Finally got Lara to do it. Hey there, Lucinda. Good morning to you. Welcome on in. How is Tomb Raider Underworld going? Struggling with the camera. It's always a constant fight when playing this game with the camera. The camera wants to move where it wants to move. You don't even have to move the camera and it moves. But it likes to move in spots that don't make sense, like when you actually have your character jump and hanging off of something, the camera zooms right in so that you can hardly see what you actually want to jump to. But you have to wait for the camera to move itself and position it perfectly. So it's just the usual thing with this game. It's always a constant battle between the game's camera and what you want to do with the camera as well sometimes. And sometimes when you want to do something like swing on a rope and then jump, the camera likes to swing around and face Lara instead of staying behind her so you can see where you're actually swinging to and make sure you're still aligned with where you want to jump to and stuff like that. But apart from that, it's going well. I had to think the playthrough because I intended to do a music only playthrough while doing the treasure mode. But apparently in the treasure mode, there's no music at all. So I found that out about an hour or so into the first stream today. And so it meant that I couldn't do a playthrough where I could actually just do the music in the treasure mode. So now I've got to do 3 separate playthroughs. The first on the highest difficulty, which was what I was always going to do. And the second one is to do the treasure mode. Now that I know that there's no music in the treasure mode and I want to still pay tribute to the music, I then need to do a third playthrough where I'm going to have the sound effects turned off, so it's just the music. It won't affect cutscenes though. The music and the sound effects will still be happening in cutscenes. It's just in gameplay that you can turn the sound effects all the way off. So I'm glad that I actually found that out earlier instead of getting to the end of the game and then realizing, oh shit, there's no music. Plus, there's a couple of levels that it doesn't actually cover anyway as well. And before I found out that there's no music, I figured that I would actually just play the levels that aren't in the treasure hunt mode because there's no treasures in those levels and just listen to the music. And then when I finish the playthrough, listen to the music on its own while doing treasure hunt. But then I found out that there's no music in treasure hunt. So, yeah. Hey there, Maxie. It's going not too badly now, thanks, dude. How's things going with you? Lucinda, oh great. Oh no. Is this one the hard difficulty playthrough? It is, Lucinda, yeah. Yeah, I was having a look before at... we go into player tailoring. Enemy health is extra. Ammunition capacity is less. Damage to Lara is extra. And time for saving grabs is less as well. So they're the things you have to deal with on the hardest difficulty. And yeah, no music in the treasure hunt mode. I don't know why they decided to do that. Maybe they were like, well, there's no point in putting the music in there. We may as well just have it without the music. Because the people are just going there to actually redo the thing to get the secrets. They didn't think that 15 years later some Australian streamer would decide that they wanted to actually do something special for the playthrough. But we're like, fuck anyone who wants to do that. They're not allowed to. So in the future, I'm going to deeply investigate games before I do an anniversary playthrough, just to make sure that there's things that aren't going to fuck up my plans. Donna lol, this game is challenging enough on its own. That's true. Yeah, I've never played it on this difficulty before. I wanted to take this opportunity for this playthrough to do that. Put this over here. But I guess the other good thing is too, I'll be able to have Lara wear different outfits when I replay the game without sound effects. That way I can showcase the outfits that she has. This is the PC version though, and obviously I could download mods, but I wanted to, and I still might, hell, for the fun of it, I might have a look later and see what mods there are. for outfits. Oh. Whoa, Nelly. No, Lara, don't vault over it. Vault onto it. There we go. And the other problem with this game is the... Oh dear. Great, where did it put me now? Bandarin, all games should adhere to Rod Legion's best practices standard when it comes to anniversary playthroughs. Yeah, I like to do things for anniversary playthroughs that aren't just, you know, play through the game and then done. Climb up, come on, seriously. I was saying earlier that this game has the same thing that the first Uncharted does, and I think Uncharted 2 and 3 also, where enemies don't always react to every impact of your bullets. Which means for every bullet that doesn't make them react, they can get into you and basically not be deterred and not get pushed back by anything. Because you're hitting them with the bullet after a bullet that did hit them, but the game is programmed not to let every single hit have an impact on them. All these glitches. Vault on top of the... Vault on top of the thing, not over it. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Alright, so we've already dealt with one side of this and opened up one side. After this is done on this side, we have a limited time to drive all the way to what opens up here before it runs out and closes up again. Course would be slightly off. So yes, you never played this one? How's it going? You only played the new ones. That's fair enough. Definitely a lot in the series. If you just count the main entries, there's about 12. I think. Maybe more. Okay, up early, a lot to think about these days, yikes, but been throwing yourself into some good games, movies, series to decompress. Well, that's good that you've got that to be able to decompress, that's for sure. Definitely comes in handy. There's FFX HD, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, also Spider-Man Remastered, You Beat 2, also keeping Skyrim Survivor Mode on PS5 and Sekiro playthroughs moving along. Finished Season 4 of Lost last night. You haven't watched Lost since 2008 before the rewatch. You started this summer. Season 4 is amazing. Holy shit, well that actually lines up with how long it's been since this game came out. 15 years ago. Damn. Oh my god, of course I wouldn't put the fucking motorbike where I needed it to be. Got fucking messed up because of the bullshit that was happening. cunt. Is this really the fucking latest autosave? It is. Jesus Christ. Why did you fucking do that, Lara? I was fucking bloody moving the control stick behind you. Not to the right of you. Why did you do a fucking jump to the side? Here, have some fucking grenades up your fucking asses. Lara, stop aiming at enemies that I'm not wanting you to shoot. This is what's bullshit about them programming it so that Lara can shoot two different enemies at once. One with each gun. When you literally are zoning in on one fucking enemy and she fucking shoots one fucking other enemy with the other fucking gun. Jesus fucking Christ. I could understand if it was like far away. But when I'm actually getting up in the fucking face of a cunt, I don't want the aim to shoot anywhere else except the fucking target in front of me. Come on, game, seriously. Zeus, you saw your neighbours watching Lost through their windows a bunch, so you decided to rewatch it yourself. You tried replaying Arkham Knight in October, you got through all of the Arkham Asylum and City remastered, but you didn't know Arkham Knight just killed the momentum. Doesn't help that your friend whose account you have bought Spider-Man 2 on release. Yeah. You got to where you got to drive Poison Ivy out of the lockup and you think you got blown up by a tank, so you quit and haven't booted since, still on the PS5. That's fair. That game can be annoying sometimes with the tank stuff. This section here is something that I already did 20 or 30 minutes ago. Now I have to redo it because the game didn't make an autosave where I was up to or close to it. It made it so that the autosave was fucking 20-30 minutes beforehand. That's true, Donnie, yeah. This already annoyed me earlier. I don't know, just seems for this playthrough, and it's standard for my playthroughs. One playthrough, certain things will happen, another playthrough they won't. That's right, there's no point trying that side, you gotta go down this side. I tell you what, this fucking camera, it's just... oh, whatever, Geralt. See here, again, for those who weren't here before, I'm not moving the camera. This is what the camera does on that jump. You have to wait for it to do this on its own in order to get a better, wider view of where you need to actually go. In spite of getting angry at this game, I actually do like it. It's frustrating at times. There's niggling things here and there, and it's just this playthrough I'm playing on a different difficulty as well. So things like these grabbing, you have to grab instantly, no delay. But also the camera is just really annoying. The last playthrough I did of this in August for my annual playthrough, I don't remember it being this annoying. Oh, come off it. Seriously? Can't remain attached to that, even landing on the ground. Ben Darren, they bought the cheap camera option from the Unity store. Well, I never actually had any issues with Assassin's Creed Unity's camera. Oh, that's right, I forget. The game doesn't like you to do certain things a certain way. Even though Lara is physically capable of doing it. Reticule. I mean, prompt fucking appear on the screen. What the fuck are you doing? A prompt should be appearing to use the friggin' thing, but it's not for some reason. I know the game is self-aware and it's like, fuck you, Rod. Because you're doing something special for a game's anniversary. The game's like, fuck you. Holy shit, she didn't let go automatically this time. Come on, Lara, you can do it. You've done it before. Oh my fucking god. What the hell? Finally. There we go. Oh, sorry, Ben Darren. I often forget about that as a thing because I'm not that into following things like that. The Unity 3D engine, they have a component store you can buy parts to speed up development. Everything from art, game to game mechanics. It's kind of a meme in the industry how some projects turn out. Oh, okay. Okay, this time, when I have everything set up, I'm just going to do a manual save, like I should be doing. That's the problem going from a game like Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness recently, and Tomb Raider 3 before it, when I was doing anniversary playthroughs for those games where you don't have auto-saves. You do manual saves. In these newer games, comparison-wise, not newer as in they're newer, like they came out last year or something, but these ones having autosave, it makes you rely on it, and it seems like it autosaves every 20 to 30, 40, 50 minutes of gameplay. Yeah, Maxi, you gotta love autosaves. Like, fair enough, autosave shouldn't happen like literally every second, but When something prominent happens in the game, like you open a special door or you find a special item, that's when an autosave should happen. Now I've got no health hits. So let's just make a checkpoint and then die. There we go. Let's die on purpose. Now that I want to die on purpose, it'll take 50 years. At least this way we'll get full health again. Alright, so let's put this here. Pick up this. Put this down here. I want to do as much stuff as possible before saving it manually, so I don't have to redo it, just in case. Maxi, damn, he is tanking those shots. Yeah, when you're a certain distance away from enemies, the reticule will go grey, which doesn't mean that your hits aren't hitting them anymore. It just means that it'll take a few more hits than normal to kill them. But there is a certain point where if you get too far away, it'll still be grey, but it won't actually do anything. Alright, so there's enough room for Lara to drop after grabbing that. Alright, now this time I'm going to position the motorbike in a better spot for it, so that when we have to rush to get to where we need to go before it closes on us, the bike will be there ready. The camera also loves to zoom up on Lara's butt when she goes upstairs or is walking along the ground. Hey Alameos, someone is playing Lara and didn't dare to ping you. Yeah, I went live with my first stream of this earlier and then took a break and then came back with another stream. Been playing Tomb Raider games since you were 4 years old. Well, that's good. There's definitely a lot of games in the series. What happened to the save that I made earlier? Where did it get put? Ah, that's where it got put. It got put to the third save file for some reason. Here we go. Alright. Okay, this time it was too far. Even though it wasn't before. Alright, back a bit. There we go. Grab. There we go, that's better. Alright, skip that because we've already seen it in this stream before. Okay, why isn't the music playing now? Maybe skipping stops the other music from playing. Unless I'm hoping that the autosave wasn't before I had even dealt with the first side. Oh my god, Rod. Shit. Why do you do this to me, game? Like, seriously. Okay, so the save that I made with 15th anniversary now isn't any longer in the third save slot. No wonder why the music wasn't playing. So now I have to go back and do the other fucking side. The autosave was before doing any of it. Yeah, listen, there's like... I tell you what, this playthrough has been cursed for me. It's just ridiculous, the bullshit that's been going on. I made a manual save and yet it's put me back here. What the fuck? This... bloody hell. I'm sure that didn't hit him. This is PC, Lucinda. Alright, let's do this again for the 50th fucking time. Push, push, push. There we go. Alright, so we'll do this again, and then I'll have to go to the other fucking site. Get on top of the fucking block. Not over it, or fucking to the side of it. Fucking on it. On it. Alrighty then, so because the autosave was actually before doing either side of this, Now that I've done one side, time to do the other side, and then it'll open up. And then open up to where we need to go. No wonder why I didn't put the bike there the other time, because I got messed up because of the autosave. Should actually look into if there's any mods for camera patches in this. Oh my god. Whatever. Okay, where's it gonna put me? Who fucking knows in this game where the autosave puts you? Ompt. Fuck me dead. Because the prompt wasn't shaded in fully. It didn't recognize me pressing it. I tell you what, you wouldn't want to play this game when you're drunk. Especially with this fucking camera. Actually, maybe being drunk while playing this would actually make the camera seem like it's actually fucking working properly and not against you. Go home, Lara, you're drunk. This might help, Rod. This might help you get ahead on this puzzle. Yes. Good job, Lara. You flying kicked the ghost that was there. What will we do with the drunken camera? What will we do with the drunken camera? What will we do with the drunken camera in Tomb Raider Underworld? Because I never know where those ghosts will be. That is so true. I mean, maybe there's one watching right now. Another game that's celebrating its 15th anniversary that I don't think I'll be able to play, but maybe I will be able to, but I have to get the PC version, is Mirror's Edge, the first one. Listen, you've heard of Mirror's Edge, but you've never seen it, like at all. Yeah, it's actually quite a good game. It's a first-person parkour game set in the not-too-distant future, and you play a runner named Faith, and there's also a conspiracy and all that kind of stuff, and it's actually quite good. There's also a time trial mode as well, where you can try and get a good time and even beat your own ghost on the courses and stuff. There's combat in it, but you have to get the weapons off the enemies, and once you run out of ammo for it, you need to pick up another weapon, basically. But it's got a really interesting art style, and it's also got a really cool soundtrack as well. So if I am able to actually do a playthrough of it for the 15th anniversary, you bet your ass I'll be doing a music playthrough. I mean, maybe Mirror's Edge is actually available in Australia on the PlayStation Store. I'll have to have a look later, because I haven't thought to check until now. It originally came out on the PS3 and Xbox 360. There's also a really cool 2D Flash game that was made. Alright, so now this is opening up. Oh, what the hell, game?
Mayan hieroglyphs. The place of fear. It's definitely Xibalba, the Mayan land of the dead.
Alright, so there'll be a new journal entry. Xibalba. Place of fear. It's unclear whether Xibalba was thought to be a supernatural afterlife or a city of people who worship death. Commonly believed to have been in Guatemala, it appears Xibalba is farther to the northwest than previously thought. If the pattern of Thor's artifacts giving rise to local underworld myths holds, then I might find things akin to the thrall tigers my father brought back from Bergovati, Thailand. Me neither, Alameos. Yeah, haven't played Mirror's Edge Catalyst yet. But I hear it goes for an actual, like, open world approach, whereas the first one is very linear. Sorry, Liquid, I don't do follow for follow. First warning. So that's all you're here for. you can find another streamer. I don't do follow for follow.
The Lords of Shibolga were said to kill visitors for sport by sending them into devious trap rooms.
Hey there, Viper. Welcome on in. How's it going? Hi, Hermione. Is it Hermione or is it Hermione? Thank you so much for joining. I saw the other day that you gave me a follow. Thank you so much for that. I was offline when you dropped it, but thank you so much for that. I'm doing well. Things are going good. How about yourself? Viper, going good. Back on computer gaming, got a new laptop. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's awesome. So, what games have you played on your new laptop so far? Ah, well, thank you, Hermione. Thank you so very much. Lucinda mentioned you and Crocodiles the other day in her stream, and you thought you'd enjoy your stream as well. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for following, and I really do appreciate it. You're doing fine. Just have a little time now to relax. Oh, excellent. That's good. It's always good to find that time when you can. Lara, I didn't want you to do that. I was holding up on the control stick. There we go, that's better. This jump's a bit tricky because you got a corner here, and Lara likes to go around the corner naturally instead of stopping where you need to jump, which is not that way. Come on, Lara, Jesus Christ. No, I was holding up again. Like, seriously? What's the point in programming the game to respond to the controller input when it doesn't? Hermione, okay, so let me get his name right this time. Crocodiles. Now you've learned it. That's it, yeah. Oh, damn it. That was my fault that time. I pressed the jump button twice. Viper, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Warzone, League of Legends, and Assetto Corsa, and soon-to-be God of War. Never actually heard of that one. Assetto Corsa, what type of game is that? Hermione, you talk directly to the character you're controlling. See, you're in good company. Just Game of Things trademark, am I right? That's true. Yeah. And then you get moments where the character decides to just do things that you don't intend, and you think to yourself, why? Why would you even do that realistically if you were thinking about it in terms of like the character in the actual game world? That's true, Hermione, yep. Viper, it's a realistic racing game, is it? Oh, so what about it is... Like, what about it are they trying to go realistic with? There we go, finally made it into this one. I knew that was going to happen. Oh dear, of course. But of course. No, I didn't want you to do the flip, Lara. I wasn't even double pressing the button to do it. I was holding down the button, the same button I held down before. Usually Lara does that flip thing if you double tap the particular button. I guess it was slightly still in line with Lara's, like, backside or something. Hermione, I think this is one of the few Tomb Raider games you haven't played, actually. Could you give a brief recap of the story up to where you are now? Yeah, so this game actually follows on from Tomb Raider Legend. And at the start of this game, Lara is still trying to find where her mother went, which is something that you see in Tomb Raider Legend. But you don't see where she actually goes, though. It's not until this game that came out 2 years afterwards where you do. And so basically Lara has discovered Thor's gauntlets and has to find his hammer Mjolnir as well. And so Lara has to go to various places around the world following the clues of Norse mythology that have been left behind and all that kind of stuff. Viper, it's a sim racing setup which you have a wheel shifter and pedals waiting to get a handbrake, but you're using it to learn how to drift. Oh, I see now. So you're using like a whole rig and stuff for it. That's cool. Well, hopefully it doesn't take long for you to get the rest of what you need. Yeah, Hermione. Yeah, so a lot of Norse mythology. Tomb Raider Legend looked at Arthurian legend and the mythology behind that. And the idea in those two games, including this one, is that there's similarities that connect the two. Hermione, this game slipped right under your radar. You'll definitely play it then. You're Norwegian, so you should enjoy it all the more for that. You played Legend. Don't remember too much from that game, except there was a really cool museum level. Yeah. Yeah, that was quite funny too. Some of the recordings that were done, because it's like an amusement kind of park in a way. Small scale, but related to Arthurian legend and things like that. But that's cool too. Be interesting to see like what they went for in terms of differences to the actual mythology for this game and how it holds up and all that kind of stuff. Viper, it shouldn't. The cheap one is 50 on Amazon. Oh, that's good then. It's always good if you can find things for cheap. Oh, right, I forgot. The game specifically wants you to go a certain way, even though the distance is doable. But because we didn't jump from the thing it wanted us to jump to, it made it for some reason that Lara forgot how to grab, even though her hands were literally there to grab. They do that a few times in these Tomb Raider games, Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld, where the character can make the jump, but they first want you to have her jump from a very specific spot instead. Because there's no way that they could have made it so that people who had an alternate way of thinking to get to something could still go that way. You know what I mean? Like, for example, there's some parts where there's a gap that you need to jump across. Lara can actually make the jump, but there's a ramp that they put that they want you to slide down first and then jump from. You know, things like that. Where it's like, how about you make it so that there's two different ways to go about it? Lucinda, you knew it'd be a highly difficult playthrough, but nobody thought it would be the mechanics that are hard. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, it's a combination of so many different things. Like, the difficulty affects how quickly you have to react to when Lara needs to grab. Like, when it throws up the Y button prompt, it means that you have to press it, otherwise Lara will let go and drop. And because I'm playing on the hardest mode, they've made it that she doesn't, it doesn't give you as big of a window of opportunity to actually press it before she drops. But then you've got the camera, which just wants to go and do its own thing while you're trying to do jumps and stuff. I didn't press what was required to make that move happen. See, this game's possessed. Not yet, Hermione. No, haven't put down a pre-order for it. I'll just wait a bit until it gets closer to the release date. But I'm very much looking forward to it because it'll be good to not have to worry about spending hours trying to get them to work on PC because they didn't optimize them. Hermione. You're off. Been fun talking with you. I'll definitely be back. Oh, that's awesome, Hermione. Thank you again for joining and for the follow again the other day. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you have a good one. Awesome. Thank you, Hermione. Alright, that's a good way to narrow down which one I hadn't done yet, because I actually forgot, because there's two that are very similar looking. I think it makes it look like two of the doors are accessible by the same kind of route, except you go a different direction for one of them. So the things I've been picking up in this game, for those who don't know, are actually health kits. But not just health kits, there's also these jars that have health in them. The secrets and the relics I'm actually leaving to do in what they call treasure hunt mode, which is a mode that gets activated or unlocked after you finish the game. And you can go back into the levels that have relics and all that and get any that you might have missed. So for this playthrough, I'm actually just leaving them for treasure hunt mode. this part here where the game shows you that. If you just so happen to be looking away from the screen, grabbing a drink, or grabbing a bite out of a sandwich that you might be eating, or whatever the food might be, and you don't see that cutscene, you might accidentally miss this. And if you do, the part where we actually came into this whole area at the start, when you get back there, if you haven't picked this up, you'll be like, oh shit, and then you have to backtrack all the way back. As a streamer, looking at chat to respond, there was one playthrough where I looked at chat to respond as the cutscene of showing that was going, and because I didn't pay attention, I forgot to pick it up. And then found out the hard way. Yeah, Lucinda. It's one of those things like... And Lara won't say anything like, there was something back there I need to get, or anything. The game will let you literally leave it behind.
The Midgard serpent Jormungandr that lies on the bottom of the ocean, encircling all the world. Coming of Ragnarok. Jormungandr thrashes beneath the sea, flooding the land and vomiting its deadly poison into the air. The final battle of the gods. Thor kills Jormungandr with his hammer, Mjolnir, but then he retreats only 9 steps before he succumbs to the serpent's venom.
Poor Thor. He's like, I am victorious! And then Jormungandr is like, as it dies. And then Thor's like, yeah! And then he dies.
Ancient sites inspired Underworld myths in later cultures. Perhaps because they were all protected by the Walking Dead.
The ragdoll. Jeez. Lara's like a pinball in a pinball machine. Land of the Dead. New journal entry unlocked. Alright, so Shabolba is what I read last time. Lords of Shabolba. The Lords of Shabolba reportedly enjoyed using mannequins to humiliate visitors before sending them into deadly trap rooms. These themed tests supposedly were to test the worth of visitors, but were really intended to kill them outright as entertainment. The future of reality television, maybe. Layers revisited. Just like I saw in Thailand, this is another example of an old culture building over a more ancient one. This architecture the Maya built upon is the same style and age as what I found in Niflheim and also beneath Bogavati, Thailand. Perhaps the Hindu put Shiva and Kali over the ruins there to seal them up, possibly to protect themselves from the lower ruins as they were infested with tiger thralls like Father brought home. Ragnarok. Norse myth holds that the world will end in the epic battle of Ragnarok, which will result in the death of the gods and monsters and the destruction of civilization. Figuring prominently in this eschatological myth is Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, which is so large that it encircles the entire world on the bottom of the ocean. During Ragnarok, the Midgard serpent rises up, causing floods and spewing its poison into the air. Thor will use Mjolnir to kill Jormungandr, but will also die from the serpent's venom. Mayan thralls. What happened to the tigers in Thailand happened here as well, to jaguars and ancient Mayan warriors. Anything falling into that toxic glowing liquid dies but continues to remain animate, with only one purpose, to kill trespassers and throw them into the pool, where they will join the guardian ranks. Later civilizations probably sealed them up not only to protect themselves from the thralls below, but to stop the curious from going down and adding to the ranks of the animated dead protecting the artifacts. The Aether. In Norse myth, Aether was an elixir that bestowed eternal life to the gods, but paradoxically, it was a poison that came from serpents like the Midgard serpent. This is similar to the Hindu concept of Amrita or ambrosia to the Greeks. Only the Norse came closest to the literal truth, that the substance was indeed a poison, and in fact only gave the appearance of eternal life in the animation of corpses. At some point there must have been a similar pool of this substance in Bogavati, Thailand to create the tiger thralls, and it either decayed in the past or my father dispersed it somehow. Thor's belt. The myth held that only with the additional strength bestowed upon Thor by the enchanted belt Meginjord could he wield the weapon Mjolnir. Now I see that the belt, also ornately augmented by later users, is the source of power of the gauntlets. They channel the belt's power to those large special objects too large to move unless so equipped. Each of the two gauntlets I found must have contained a small amount of residual power in them that quickly drained without the belt to replenish them. I believe I have a good idea of how Thor's hammer might work when I find it. I don't usually read all the journal entries in every playthrough, but I thought I'd do it for this anniversary one, because the last time I actually read it out in the playthrough was probably a few years back. No, I don't know why I did that for. I was moving towards the part that I wanted Lara to actually jump to, but she decided to jump on the angle. Oh my fucking god. In all the playthroughs, I never thought to do that. But still, the camera goes all over the fucking place. Which makes it a bit hard to figure out. There we go. So that's what happens when you do things the same way every time you play a game. Sometimes you get so used to doing it that you don't think about there being another way. It definitely makes it easier going that path to get to something to stand on to then jump and then grapple to. It's a relic. Oh my god. What are you doing, Lara? Stop getting stuck. Alright. I don't know what the camera was doing there. If the camera was an actual person getting a performance review and they were asked why the fuck were you doing the shit that you were doing, we couldn't even give it an answer. Like, I don't know. It's all a blur. Okay, so once we get through this next part, I'm going to be ending the stream, and then that way next Friday I can finish off this first run through. Alright, remember that thing I said that if you don't have it, and you get all the way here and you don't have it, that you have to go all the way back the way I just came? This is that point. But we have what we need. And this is right at the end of the level as well.
Zip, I have everything I need to get Thor's hammer. Do you have better coordinates for me?
Yeah, I enhanced your dad's photos of the map. I'm uploading to PDA now.
And your other project?
Haven't tracked them down yet. I'm still working on it.
Very good. I'll call when I get to Jammayan Island.
Jan Mayan Island. Thor's hammer is one of the most powerful weapons in human mythology, strong enough even to kill the immortal demigod Jormungandr, as the world burns in the final battle of Ragnarok. It isn't power I seek, however, but answers, the truth behind the myths that these ancient devices inspired.
Hey, you know that big expensive ship of Amanda's?
The one on the bottom of the Mediterranean?
Uh-huh, that one. She has a sister, the Tisiphone, anchored off the coast of Thailand. Looks like they're picking through your leftovers.
Excellent work, Zip. Thank you. You've earned some rest. I'll take it from here.
Be careful. When you see Amanda, give her my regards.
That's something they should bring back in the next Tomb Raider game. Using vehicles. Alright, so this is where I'm going to end the stream. Let's make another save. Oh, the game just quits out. Wasn't expecting that. Let's throw that screen up. Actually, no, let's throw another screen up that I had that I didn't get to use because I was I didn't take like an actual break while the stream was still going. I took a break, ended the stream, and took a long break. But I'll just let that slideshow play while I do the outro for the stream. Let's see if I can find some music from this game that's been extended on YouTube. Alright, I found some music to have playing from this game in the background. The track has been extended to 37 minutes, so I think that should definitely cover this outro that I'll be doing. We are going to be raiding Crocodiles, who has actually started his playthrough of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, doing his no HUD challenges and no fast travel challenge, and minimal looking at the map challenge as well. So we'll give him a raid. Before I do that though, I just want to give some shout outs to some fellow streamers that I would like to recommend. Would like to highly recommend people check out Lucinda, Maxi, and Amateur Tech as well. Lucinda is doing her own series of Assassin's Creed playthroughs, currently playing through Assassin's Creed Origins for her first time, and will also be doing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Valhalla, and maybe even Mirage as well, as part of that series run. Is also a fan of stealth games like the Dishonored series, also a fan of games like Bioshock Infinite, and also a fan of horror games like the Last of Us games, the Evil Within games, and especially the Resident Evil series as well. Maxi has been doing some GTA 5. He's doing a unique playthrough in the sense that he hasn't done it before, which is to do a law-abiding citizen playthrough of GTA 5, which basically means obeying real laws while playing the game, except of course when the game forces you to for missions and stuff like that. But for example, he's not allowed to run red lights and other sort of road rules. He's also a fan of Assassin's Creed as well, playing through the games. Most recently finished Assassin's Creed Mirage, also a fan of games like Ghost of Tsushima, and also a fan of Tomb Raider as well. Amateur Tech is playing through the Tomb Raider games. He's currently playing through Tomb Raider Underworld, also doing a lot of other Tomb Raider games, playing through all the main games in the series. So I highly recommend checking out Amateur Tech as well. So we'll go and raid Crocodiles. Here's a general raid message. Here's a raid message with some free follower emotes. And I actually have a variation of that I should actually do too, that has some Tomb Raider ones, specifically for Tomb Raider Legend. I've got one of Lara from this game as well. So here's an alternate free follower emote raid message that people can feel free to use as well. And here's a raid message with some subscriber emotes as well. The next stream you'll see from me will be Assassin's Creed Black Flag, continuing my playthrough to celebrate the game's 10th anniversary. Currently up to phase 5 out of 6 planned to do that celebration, and going to be doing Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week. So all those days it's going to be Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then next Friday I'll be jumping back into this game again. I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hope you all have a good one. And no worries at all, Brutus, for the stream. No problemo. Thank you for being here as well. Definitely catch you all later. The plan next Friday is to finish this first run through, and then do the treasure hunt mode, and then after that to do the music only playthrough. But I think most of the time will be taken up doing the rest of this first phase of Tomb Raider Underworld, and then doing the treasure hunt mode as well. But that'll be next Friday.